All right, welcome. This is going to be an unboxing of Worthington Publishing's 1944 Battle of the Bulge game, second printing. This has been out for a while. It's been popular, and I decided to bag a copy. I've actually got this in the 1944 D-Day to the Rhine, and I've also picked up two of their Civil War Brigade series, which I've done or will do unboxings or post here soon too. But now we're talking about 1944 Battle of the Bulge. I think out of all four of these, this was the first one that came out. And of course, it is a recreation of the Battle of the Bulge. Old school wargaming, they say here. And flip it over here. And we do get a picture of the game here. And their 1944 D-Day to the Rhine is going to be, I can already tell it's going to use a similar rules, even down to these optional German player variable victory. But here we've got a picture of the map, nice, clean. It's going to be mounted. And it looks like Allied turn track, victory point track. Guess each side has one. Cool. Greatest Battles of World War II, designed by Dan Fournay from the Holdfast series. Got a few of those. One of these days I'll get that on the board. Fast playing Bulge game. Fewer than 50 counters per side, short rules, up and playing in 15 minutes, finishing the games in 2 hours or less. Wow. Each side receives a set of resource points to move and have combat. Okay, sounds like our command points. Or each move or combat costing a resource point. But you can do these in any order. So attack, create a hole, and then move other units through it. Got some fluidity there. Mounted game board, 3 counter sheets, dice, rule book, battle objectives cards, battle archive, and order of appearance, and counter tray. And like I said, this is the second printing, so this is a popular game, 1 to 2 players. Solitaire suitability is low, but everything I've seen is solitaire is doable. Just don't use these optional variable victories or however you want to do it. All right, and then we got a picture of the units. Looks like there's a terrain effects chart on the map and a few charts over here on the side. Units look like they're division scale based on what I'm seeing here. Then you've got some kind of commanders here. Here's Patton, 3rd Army coming to the rescue. Baston and Teufel. I think he was in charge. Was he 6th SS? That was Dietrich. He was the 5th Panzer. Messing up my history. Let's open it up and look at it. Oh, this is nice. We lead off with the map. It is definitely mounted. Nice here. Got enough room to put resource point chart, out of supply effects. Yeah, this is a number of dice rolling. And then you saw the dice, they have little things, and you do hits. This is the strength points and the movement factor. Oh, and then they give the breakdown of how you break down units here. Let me see if I can flip that here. Well, I'm going to have to fight this map later. But the big thing is big hexes. Big hexes. And low counter. Oh, there it is, of course. Baston. Clairvaux. Here's the Ore River, the Clairf River. A few months back, I played the classic quad from SPY, SPI, Battle for the Ardennes. And I was playing, I think, this side of the battle here. So yeah, this is standard Bulge stuff here. Let's look at the other side. Yep, there we go. A terrain effects chart on the map. Oh, Malmedy. That goes down in history. St. Vith, the goose egg. Monchou, it's all here. Yeah, Troy Point, Manhay. And then, of course, we start talking about their objective here up at the north. Why am I brain dumping? The Meuse, of course. Going for that Meuse River. All right. May come back to that. This is interesting. I saw this in the other 1944 game. You can actually, maybe it's a planning map. I don't know. But you can record your plays here. And it explains the victory points. That's nice. Sudden death victory. That's how the Germans can win. And then they have a full game or doing that variable objective. And, well, you got to be able to play it solitaire, otherwise I wouldn't put that checkbox there. Here are the 4 different plans, German player, and Runsten's Plan Martin. Let's see what they are here. And the victories control Upan, Monchot, I can't pronounce these, Viviers, Beston, and Marsh. And they show you where they are. So it's kind of a small solution intended to disrupt First Army offensive. Kind of a spoiling attack. Hitler's Autumn Mist. This is a shortened version of the historical operation in 7 turns. Okay, and you've got your sudden death, etc. So this is pretty much the standard one. Then we got a spoiling attack. 2 of 3. Again, yeah, this is a spoiling attack, so they could pick that. 6 turns. Yeah, 6 turns. And the historical operation, 10 turns, complete game, and the points. And I guess the German can pick that if you're using, I'm guessing it's an optional rule. Oh, here we go again, 2 copies of the rules. Probably go online to find these. Let's put these off to the side for a second. Order of battle. Yeah, not a lot of units. And use 5th Panzer. That's what it was, 5th Panzer Army. 7th Army, that was on the flank. Let's see what we got. And then reinforcements. There's your 6th Panzer. I think they were SS. Yeah, they're SS. And then setups. This is common. I saw this in the other 1944. German starting locations. Yeah, not very wide board. And then they're going to cross the Our. Clairvaux. All names. You know, there's 6th, 5th, and then the 7th flanking here. Okay, so then we got the Allied order of battle, 1st Army, 7 Corps, and then reinforcements all through this. Oh, here it is. This is 3rd Army here. This is Patton on his way. There's Patton on the board, turn 7. 3rd Army shows up to save the day like the cavalry. And then we just got the Allied starting setup. Again, not a lot of counters. Not a lot of counters. 9th Armored CCR. Okay, it's brigade down. Here we got regiments. So the Allies are brigades and regiments. Well, we got full divisions up here, so kind of a mix and match there. And then it looks like a player aid chart. Solid. These counters look bigger than I expect. Here we go. Resource points. How to supply effects. End of game victory conditions. Variable weather chart. Nice. Oh, and you got the fuel shortage. Gotta. Turns 5 to 7, roll 1 die. And these units are put out of supply. Turns 8 to 10, you roll on both these tables. 2 or 3 armors. They're running out of fuel there. Hence that Battle of the Bulge movie at the end, when they stop them from taking that fuel depot. Not necessarily historical, but still. Terrain effects, movement point cost, and combat effect. Good. And it looks like we only got one of these. That's fine. Then the counters. These are big. I think they're the same size as the other ones I've seen too, but 3 counter in there. Here's your counter tray. And then the attack dice, and I think this defines when you roll, if you get an armor marker panzer, that's an armor hit, otherwise infantry. Infantry is only hitting infantry involved. I think in the other 1944 game there was an air power one too, but the weather wasn't very good for them in the Battle of the Bulge, so maybe they don't have it affect as much. Oh, there are a lot of counters here. Compared to the other ones, they're big and thick. Yep, and of course rounded. Pop out, nice texture. Like I said before, here's counter sheet 1. Looks like mainly divisions. And they identify the divisions here. It looks like some of these divisions have 4 steps. You're going to see that they flip over. So here we go. We've got 1st Infantry. I think that's a big red 1. They take a hit, this counter flips. Take another hit, they're replaced with this counter. Take another hit, it flips. And take one more hit and they're gone. 2nd Infantry, 4th Infantry, 5th Infantry. If I'm reading, oh, this is 3rd Army over here. 2nd Armored, part of 1st Army. 3rd Armored, 4th Armored, 7th Armored. They were in St. Vith. 10th Armored, yep, they were on the board. Here's our Airbornes, 82nd and 101st. Probably going to Bastogne. Here's some of Monty's troops guarding the Meuse River. Yep, here's another one, the 43rd, the Guards, 53rd Infantry. Then they got these regimental, well, no, they're actually, yeah, this is at the beginning, the 28th Infantry, broken down into their regiments. They were spread pretty thin. Allied Air, we'll see what that hidden, attacked, finished, you know, and then reduced strength. Let's look at the, well, no, this is all German. 6th Panzer Army, 6th Panzer, yeah, so they do break them down that way. Here we got 1st SS Panzer, 4 steps, or maybe more. 2nd SS, 9th SS, 12th SS, and then we get in the 5th Panzer Army. 2nd, 9th Panzer, there's 116th Greyhounds. I think that's Panzerlehr. And we've got some Fallschirmjäger here. Yep, got a few of these. Maybe those Heidet, I think his name was Heidet, behind the lines. Oh, there's the Germans dressed up as Americans, 150th SS Panzer Brigade. Okay. Then we got our infantry units, Volksgrenadier, I would imagine. 7th Army. Not sure what the hidden markers are for. Hidden, yeah. Oh, there you go. They pop out easy. Be careful. And then a few more units here. 1st SS. They must be really strong. Control markers. Oh, we got some more alternate counters. Oh. 10th Armored and 7th. Okay, cool. Okay, let's look at the rules here real quick. Pull them out. Not very thick. Again, 11 pages or less. Nice example of play here. Good. Talk about the units, number of dice you roll, how many strength points, movement factor, unit ID, core army is here on the side. Game board. Use river. They don't tell you how big it is. What's the? I may see that later. And there's that 4-step reduction, common to this 1944 series. I don't know if he's going to make any more. Talking about unit colors, makes sense. Infantry, airborne, Fallschirmjäger, armor. You got armor, mech cav. Oh, you do have one of those. Panzer Grenadiers or mechanized infantry, artillery, allied air, and then you do have leaders. Attack finished and moved. Markers used keeping track of which units have attacked or finished. Yeah, that's cool. And we saw the setup cards already. And sequence of play, optional variable weather. And then phase 1, German player plays as reinforcements, refit units. Phase 2, German player activates units for movement and combat, checking supply. And then the allied player plays as reinforcement refits, and then the allied player activates. Hidden markers, well, I'm not going to use that in solo. Okay. 17.6, I wonder if that's an optional rule. Here we've got our resource points. I would maybe call them command points. That's what enables you to do stuff. Well, I can see why they call it refit now. Activate 1 unit for movement, 1 RP. Activate unit for Army Corps combat, 1 RP. Activate unit or 2 or more for combat, 2 RPs per hex attacked. Kind of a combination of command points and replacement points, looks like. Reinforcements refitting, so you can actually, even though this is only 1 month, you can actually refit units, okay? Activating units for movement in combat, then we talk about movement. We got zones of control. 3 MP to enter an enemy ZOC, and every other ZOC. Tactical road movement, motorized road movement. We have combat, and I think it's just number of dice. You roll simultaneously. Yep. This determines the type of you hit. If you get a panzer armor hit, it kills a step. If there are none, it goes down to an infantry, etc., and then an infantry goes down to infantry. Looks like you only have armor and infantry. So the more dice you roll, the better. Supply. Out of supply, -3 movement points, -2 number of dice you can roll. Okay. Airborne just loves being out of supply. Band of Brothers. We like to be surrounded. That's our common way to do things. British 30 Corps, American Airborne Infantry Special Units, and then we're at Victory. 7 pages. Kampfgruppe von der Heid, that was it. Operation Stoser. Drop behind American lines, Paradroop procedure. Here's the Panzer Brigade 150th, Operation Grief. Second edition, addition to, oh, okay. Can do some more stuff here. Infiltration. First SS Panzer, 6 strength points. That makes sense. That's why we had those extra counters for him. It was over strength. Sudden death victory. And you do it by victory points here. You can do variable weather. Cool. German free setup maybe. German fuel shortage. Beginning on turn 5. Oh, these are optional rules here. So now variable weather is optional. German free setup is optional. German fuel shortage is optional. And then you've got some alternate units. Yeah, it looks like it's this whole division can be broken down into a part of the division and CCB, I guess because that's how they were used detached. This is good. Hidden markers, optional. I can pass that. Phantom markers. I will not know. Yeah, again, maybe not do that with solo game here. Early arrival of Allied units, second edition addition. Okay. And then they talk about those variable objective cards and how you use them. And then we got a supply, example of play, and some more. Movement and attack. It's pretty helpful. Good stuff. So this should be a relatively straightforward game to get into. The complexity is, as usual, in the choices you have to make to win the game. It's not necessarily overcoming the rules. Let's see, and there was one last thing we haven't looked at. Let's see if I can get these up here. Let's look at the map board. We looked at part of it, I think. Yeah, we've already looked at it, so we've got a good idea. It's a nice, well, I wouldn't say clean map, but hey, that's why the Ardennes full of forests. So, but I mean, relatively straightforward, basic stuff, and we got some play aids right there on the map. So we're in good shape there. So again, another looks like another solid old-style wargaming entry. Actually, this is probably the first one of the ones I bought that they made. That's why this is second edition. So there you go, 1944 Battle of the Bulge. Similar rules to D-Day to the Rhine, which is the other game in the series. So again, you've got crossover. You know pretty much a majority of the rules, and you can play either game. And I haven't been on their website to see if they're going to add more games to this series. But good reviews on BGG, and it must be good because they had to reprint it. Second printing. So there you go, Worthington Publishing's 1944 Battle of the Bulge. What you say, another Bulge game, but this looks like a less complex and relatively smooth, quick playing. So definitely worth looking at. Good reviews on BGG, so definitely worth taking a look at. So that's it. Again, thanks for listening. And if you like, click like, comments on the game, appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please consider doing that. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next recording. Thanks for listening.